Beep, 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 beep. Hey, peeps, how you doing? Welcome to the Court of the EDI Jester. Right. Gobsmacked. Smack it in the gob. Couldn't be a warrior teacher, by the way. There's a brilliant video doing the rounds of Sandra, one of the warrior teachers, speaking in Ireland. Eloquently and with fervour. I must admit, it brought a tear to my eye to see her do so. An extraordinary speech from an extraordinary woman. Come and join us. Come and be a warrior teacher. We're having a great time. I tell you, there they are, up on stage speaking. They're on television. They're all over the place. And I'm very proud to have hopefully been a small part of informing Sandra's thinking. So please do come and join us. Anyway, enough of that. This is just... The Environment Agency strips mother and father from its policies. Who's at the root of this? That's what we want to... Right, so who? Who? Give us a name. Which person that is going to be fired did this, right? The problem with the public sector is they don't fire quick enough. Right, you're fired. The public sector equality duty is very clear, right? And this, in my mind, is in direct breach of the public sector equality duty. Because they are elevating gender identity, non-binary, queer and trans lens Fruit Loops, right? Over normal people. There, I said it. All right? You loons. So, James Beale, the social affairs editor, reports on Friday, February the 2nd, the Environment Agency has stripped the words mother and father from its staff policies in an attempt to ensure they are non-gendered. Wankers. Bosses at the Quango showed off their inclusive credentials when applying for a scheme for top UK employers run by the LGBTQ lobby group Stonewall. At least they're calling it a lobby group now, which is what it is, right? In the application seen by the Times, it said it had swapped mother and father with primary carer in its maternity, paternity, and shared parental leave policies, making them gender neutral. It's just nuts, isn't it? It's just nuts. Absolutely nuts. For access to its buildings, it said that workers could request more than one pass card in order to be able to express different identities on different days. Wankers. This is utterly insane. The Environment Agency also confirmed that it questioned potential suppliers and contractors about their policies on homophobic, biphobic and transphobic bullying harassment. Now, this is key to understand what's going on. You absolutely have to understand this. So what they are doing, what Stonewall is doing, is forcing the Environment Agency, a publicly funded body, to send its immoral, amoral, disgusting quackery and nonsense down the supply line so that they will exclude providers who have gender critical beliefs or providers who do not follow the cult of queer or the church of gender. They'll force them out of the supply line. They won't be able to bid, for example, for projects at the Environment Agency because they'll want to know whether they're doing the same as they are with Stonewall. This is communism in disguise. This is putting together a totalitarian belief system that will then be forced from the top down onto organisations. So let's say, for example, the Environmental Agency go, right, we need some leadership training. Who can we find? Right, who's this chubby twat with a beard? Oh, he looks all right, doesn't he? Hey, he's got a few good things going on there. Let's see if he'll tender. So they put out a tender. I tender. Right, for the job, 10 grand's worth, right? And it says in there, do you support, blah, 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 what policies do you have in place? Well, I wouldn't have any because I'm a single, one-man band. And if you're a two-man band, you aren't likely to have any. A three-man band, even a five-man band ain't going to be doing the sort of stuff Stonewall wants because they haven't got the resources and the time to do it. So what they are doing is ensuring that when somebody applies for something for the Environment Agency, that they have to be big enough to absorb the shit that Stonewall pushes. And not just that, big enough to then be able to demonstrate to them that they're doing the same as Stonewall's telling the Environment Agency to do. So, in other words, anybody who doesn't do that or isn't doing that or isn't following Stonewall's way will be immediately discarded from the tender process. That is discrimination. That's discrimination. Plain, simple, dark, horrendous. Discrimination. The Environment Agency. Where's the EHRC? No. ECHR. Which is it? I never remember, right? All of its directors had completed unconscious bias training. They're still doing it. It's been debunked for the dangerous load of nonsense it is, and they're still doing it. What Why? Tell me why. And they attended a refresher on a regular basis, the application stated. So they're doing it, and they're doing it again and again and again. Who's paying for that? Who's providing it? I want to know. Give me names. The Environment Agency. Isn't it their job to look after the environment? Isn't there some sewer you should be stopping leaking somewhere? What is your job? The Environment Agency applied for the Stonewall annual Top 100 Employer list in 2020 and 2022, a Freedom of Information request revealed. They knew what was going on, and they still did it. The lobby groups list enables employers across the public and private sector to show how progressive and inclusive the workplace is. No, it doesn't. It doesn't do anything of the sort. The Environment Agency's Top 20 Stonewall 100 Employers application revealed that in past 6 months it updated its staff policies to improve the language. This was to ensure it is non-gendered and included stripping its maternity, paternity and parental leave policy of mother and father, it said. A staff survey also asked employees to confirm whether their gender identity matched the gender I was assigned at birth. In its application, the Environment Agency boasted that its lobbying had been successful in busting myths within the civil service HR community about the legal status of a person's title. As a result, the title MUX, a gender-neutral alternative, was available for staff to use. They're pandering. They're pandering to the woke twats in the civil service. It added that employees were also able to update their email addresses to whatever name they wanted, including multiple first names. This is a recipe for anarchy. Oh, of course, that's what they want, because they have to bring down the existing structures to put in their utopian structure of equity, which is communism, by the way, so that they can get everybody to be uniform under a totalitarian state that will tell you what to do. Get your tin hat on, we're really going there. Right. You think I'm wrong? Go and look. The application also did detailed support on how to be an ally. It's just sickening, isn't it? You know? Which included the championing of gender-neutral restrooms and facilities. So they're giving away women's spaces as well, the Environmental Agency. Can't trust them on a damn thing then, can we? Funding for 7,000 rainbow lanyards was provided by a sponsor to improve LGBT support visibility, and the Environment Agency was also represented at Sparkle, a trans pride event. I've been to Sparkle practically every year it's been around. It's just a bunch of LARPing bloke in dresses and lots of mentally ill people. It's always a fun day though, everybody got together, you know. But that's just what it is, cross-dressing fetishists. The application adds each director is also expected to have EDI, Equality, Diversity and Inclusion, within their annual performance objectives. So now it's driving the organisation. As part of its training, the agency introduced a workshop event where a safe space was provided for people to explore their understanding of bias and to explore their own biases. This is pure re-education. Maoism. It's all there, isn't it? The application added, and here's the important bit, the application added, for all relevant contracts, we ask potential suppliers to submit details of the EDI policy as part of their submission. There you go. That's it. So it's literally like a parasite or a virus. Yeah. So you go to tender for work for you've got to do what Stonewall says. You've got to do the same thing, the same nonsense, the same rubbish. So they are essentially eradicating anybody who doesn't agree with their hard left, hard liberal, crazy ideologies from the supply chain in the public sector supply chain. Do you have any idea how big that is? And do you have any idea how much of that is a social mobility lubricant for the private sector that is now held in hostage situation by nutters in the civil service? It's something to think about because this is very serious. And then the Environment Agency spokesman said, the Environment Agency is a politically impartial body. Liars! Whose focus is protecting and enhancing the environment. The work we undertake on inclusion is designed to make the agency more effective. However, it is incorrect to suggest that language such as mother and father have been removed from our HR policies. Right? So what they're saying is the whole thing's a damn lie. Okay, the whole thing's a damn lie, there's nothing to worry about. Except you and I know it's not a lie. Because you and I know they will lie about this. Because they are utopian ideologues who are hell-bent on destroying and hating what we've got and putting in place their utopia, which of course won't exist, doesn't exist, never can exist, and it'll end up doing exactly the same as it did in Weimar Germany with the Nazis, with Pol Pot and his Cultural Revolution, with Mao and his Cultural Revolution, and with Pol Pot and his Year Zero. These people are the enemy. Get your head round it. Get your head out your bum, right? You watch people justify... Oh, Benjamin Buttergasp was on TV trying to justify crap like this the other day. Honest to God, that man's got the trans and queer dildo of death way past his starfish doorstaff. Go on and have some fun. Don't worry about it all. We've got your back. Oh, God. See you later.